What's up, everybody? This is for Friday, November 21st. Sorry that this is getting up a little bit late. I didn't go to the gym this morning, so I didn't get up early enough to get it done and recorded. So this will be going up a little bit later. Hopefully you're still watching this and enjoying it. But the announcements that we're going to have for today are this coming Sunday, we have our Parent Appreciation Night. And if you've signed up for that and your parents are coming, make sure you bring $10 for that on Sunday. Again, remember, that has to come from you. So whether or not your parents loan it to you while you work it off or whatever, that's fine. But just remember that you're the one paying for this because you're the one appreciating them, not them appreciating you this time, okay? So that's this coming Sunday night after the evening service. And then in December, we have a couple of activities right off the bat, or right back to back. I mean, on the 14th, we have a yak, and then the 16th, it's a Tuesday night, we have our Fa La 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 caroling, where we're going to get together, go out to a street and just go down to each house and carol and give them a track. And then on Wednesday, we will have our Christmas party. Remember, that starts at 6 p.m. on December 17th, and it is a ugly Christmas sweater contest. So make sure you dress up in that way and have a good time with it, okay? The teen of the day today is Mekenzie, and just pray for her and her schoolwork, that she would do well, and that she'd put all her energy and effort into her schoolwork, but also that she'd be a good testimony to those at her school as she is there, that people would look at her as a leader because of her relationship and her fellowship with Christ. So if you think about it, text her, let her know that you prayed for today, and that way it would encourage her. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today. I can't do. Last time I did a critique on a song. I tried to put the song on there, and then YouTube pulled it because I was critiquing it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to kind of read you some of the lyrics and talk about how it lines up biblically with the song, or with the song lines up biblically. And the song is Habits by Tove. And I know, like, first off, when I read this, I was like, it certainly can't be a top 5 song. But it is. It's a top 5 song. And I don't know if you've heard it. Maybe you haven't had. But even if you've not heard the song, you'll still be able to understand what the lyrics say and those things. But anyways, by the way, I would encourage you not to go listen to the song if you haven't listened to it, because it's terrible. Number 1, musically. Number 2, lyrically. It's just horrible all the way around. But either way, it is a top 5 song, so I want to talk a little bit about it, because if you have heard this song, you may not have even thought about what the words actually say or mean. And so what I want to do is kind of just talk through it biblically and say this doesn't line up. So when the Bible says in Philippians 4 and verse 8 that we're supposed to think on things that are honest and true and just and of good report and all those things, if we're listening to songs that are anti that, we're then anti-Bible. And the Bible does say, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. So in other words, if we don't put the right type of stuff in our minds, then we are sinning. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So Tove with Habits. All right, I'm going to read you some of the lyrics. There's obviously some explicit lyrics in here, so we're going to change a few of them. But it talks about how she's eating dinner. This is Tove, I guess, is a girl. Hopefully her parents didn't name her that. But she's eating dinner in her bathtub. She goes to these clubs, watching freaky people getting it on. It doesn't make me nervous. If anything, I'm restless. Yeah, I've been around and I've seen it all. I get home, I got the munchies, binge on all my Twinkies, throw up in the tub, then I go to sleep. And I drank up all my money, dazed and kind of lonely. Then it goes on to the chorus, which is repeated like 15 million times. You are gone and I gotta stay high all the time to keep you off my mind. High all the time to keep you off my mind. Spend my days locked in a haze, trying to forget you, babe. I fall back down, gotta stay high all my life to forget I'm missing you. So obviously the song is actually called Habits, but the secondary title of the song is Stay High. So obviously you can understand what it's talking about. It's talking about to forget everything that's going on, stay high. And she goes through on and on about how she's missing this person, so she's got to stay high to keep her off. And in fact, talks about living loosely with other people just so that she can keep this person off of her mind. So a lot of things that right off the bat are just biblically incorrect about it. But I want to read to you Ephesians 5 and verse 18. It says, "And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit." The word filled has the idea of being controlled by it. The Bible is talking about that once we are saved, we're supposed to be controlled by Christ who lives in us, not by some other substance. In fact, in verse 11 of chapter 5, it says, "And have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them." So the point is this song goes contrary to what a Christian should be looking like and acting like. We are supposed to be people who are Spirit-filled, meaning that we live in a way that honors Christ and that we live in a way that we're controlled by Christ. Not in a way that's controlled by a substance. Yeah, it will allow you to forget your problems for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. But all those problems come back, and when they come back, they're full-fledged back. But the Spirit, when we are controlled by the Spirit, we live in a completely different light than that. So my challenge for you today is this. The next time you listen to a song, actually think about what the lyrics say. And does it line up with Philippians 4:8? Is it just, of good report, all those things? Does it line up with it? Because if it's not, then it's sin. And then it's back to Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Love you guys. Hope you have a great weekend.